A whopping 22 students who are gathered here today have crossed the 600 mark.
I want to become a doctor. That was my ultimate aim. Not even a backup plan.
Nothing succeeds like success.
I stuck to one book for all subjects,
Did you have to sacrifice some of your fun time?
reading all the topper interviews. They used to study for 12, 14 hours every day. Can I on track NEET without sacrificing anything? I didn't sacrifice much. All I had to sacrifice was small amount of screen time. That's it.
How did you manage exam anxiety?
Main reason for exam anxiety, I think, is just overthinking.
NCRT. NCRT is the most important. Nothing.
Hello and welcome to a felicitation program of our children from Deeksha, the batch of 2023. Children who have written the NEET examination and done phenomenally well. It's been a really proud year for us. The efforts put in by the children, by our teachers, and what the children have accomplished is a real proud moment for all of us. Just to share some statistics, 703 children attempted the NEET examination this year from Deeksha, from all our various centers and programs. And a whopping 515 children, which is 75% of the children, have qualified and cracked the NEET examination. I think big round of applause, an amazing performance by all these children. And what is unique is all of these children are first-time NEET appearing students. They are balancing the 12th board examination along with the NEET competitive examination, and they'll be able to do it with flying colors and done extremely well. Now, in that 513 children, we are expecting 200 plus to actually join and become doctors. That is close to 30% of our children who joined our program will actually go and join and become doctors, where the national average is 5%. Out of 14 lakh students, you got around 80,000 seats, 5% of the national average, 30% of our children are going to go and become doctors. And if you look at the national average, out of the 14 lakhs, the children who become doctors, 60% are repeaters. So only 40% are first-timers who are becoming doctors. That means out of the 5%, 2.5% of the children who write NEET for the first time become doctors. Whereas here we've got 30% of our children becoming doctors. Phenomenal, fantastic. And gathered over here are children who scored more than 600. That 600 is like a accomplishment. It's a mark over there. Man, I crossed that barrier over there. A whopping 22 students who are gathered here today have crossed the 600 mark. A big, big, big round of applause to all of you. So, as we call each of you all, I'd come welcome you all. Some parents are also here. I'd love you all to also come, invite the parents over, get a little bouquet, little sweets, but more importantly, share your story. Share some thoughts, share some ideas on what is it that helped you through this journey. And trust me, the children sitting out over there, your juniors, the 11th standard, 12th standards over there, really look up to you all. And you can't understate the impact you're going to have on them, because nothing succeeds like success. And the moment the child sees, hey, those kids have done it, they've succeeded, they were like me, start with me, studied with me, same place, same teacher, same material, they also feel, I can also do it, I will also crack it, I will also get there. And self-confidence goes a humongous way in helping kids crack these examinations. So once again, a big round of applause to all of you all gathered here. Heartiest congratulations. I'll just invite you all one by one over here. Please come. Sakshi K, you kindly come up. Heartiest congratulations, Sakshi. Sakshi scored a whopping 681 on 720. Amazing. Heartiest congratulations. There you go. A lovely little medal. And you can put a sweet in her mouth. Congratulations. Wonderful. Sakshi, what inspired you to pursue a career in medicine, and how did you stay motivated through this whole journey? The whole journey of studying for 2 years for medicine will have lots of ups and downs. It's so easy to let go of, give up, and to say enough is enough. What motivated you to stay on? And if I'm right, you were in the hostel also, right? Yeah. Oh, that's a whole different journey also, coming from home, staying at hostel, that whole experience. Maybe you can share what worked, how it went on, and how did you stay motivated?
As to the profession, I always wanted to become a doctor. Like since the day I thought of choosing a profession, I wanted to become a doctor. Like
when did you first think I want to be a doctor.
Some first grade or second grade.
Yes, that young. Are your parents doctors? Anyone in the family is a doctor? No. Oh, lovely, lovely. Yeah.
The profession is like it's a really good profession, like a great profession. I always wanted to become a doctor, and hopefully now it will become true.
Definitely, definitely.
And as to what kept me motivated, first thing, the hostel. Like, it was a new experience. It was the first time for me to go to a hostel. So the first few weeks, months, it took to adjust. But
How homesick were you?
not
Coming
that
into
much.
Not that much.
much.
What helped you with that homesickness? Not feeling homesick.
The thing that after the COVID session, I had to cover up my syllabus.
So you're busy.
Yeah.
Stayed busy. Yeah. How were your friends? Did you make a good group of
Yeah,
friends in
I
hostel?
made a pretty good group of friends actually who helped me through the whole journey. There was a
Definitely.
healthy competition among my friends, and I mean, what keeps you going throughout the whole 2 year session? It's not short time. I mean, it's not a 1 day or 2 day journey. So the strive to become a doctor, it was really great for me. Like, sometimes you need to stay up late, you need to get up early. Sometimes you might think like, enough, like, I don't want to do it. I mean,
Enough is enough. Yeah.
is
Let's go.
enough, yeah.
Yes.
But you should never give up. You should never give up, because end of the day you do want to become a doctor, and it is only one exam, the NEET, the 3 hours.
So what motivated you to hang on? Did you put a big poster there? I want to be a doctor or something. Did you put to look at it every day to get you that inspiration? Or
I mean, I want to become a doctor. That was my ultimate aim. Like,
That was
I want
there.
to become a doctor.
that was clear. That was a passion that was
I mean,
driving
there was
you.
not even a backup plan like engineering, or there was no backup plan. There was like only doctor. I wanted to do it in the first attempt.
And give it all.
Give it my all. And whether it takes me, if I have to wake up till 1 or 2, or I have to wake up really early, whatever it is, just give it my all. Even the juniors, I would tell, give it your all from day one. Last 2 months, it doesn't matter. We should give it your all from the day one.
Initial getting the foundation right is more important than doing the revision in the end. Get the basics right. Consistency right from the start.
Even in the weekly test, you really need the consistency.
So the main message is, hey, commit to it, give it your all, stay passionate, stay focused. You should want to be a doctor. Be there in that journey. Success will be yours. Yeah, wonderful. Lovely words. Thank you very much, Sakshi. Heartiest congratulations once again. Okay, next we have Arya Karanth. Heartiest congratulations, Arya. Your parents are here? Mother's here. Please come. Please join Arya's mother. Heartiest congratulations. You feel very, very proud. Congratulations, ma'am. Let me give you a little bouquet. Congratulations again. Heartiest congratulations. Can I put out the medal itself now? Okay. Here you go. Now I'm making a small sweet to him. So Arya, here's your little question for you to share with your juniors. One of the challenges that you have when you write competitive examinations is the sheer volume of information and books you have to study. Yeah? Subjects, books, material. There's so much to do, and you have so little time. So one of the biggest challenges children face is time management. Give a child enough time, trust me, he or she will definitely crack the NEET examination. Give them enough time to study, enough time to write the examination hall, they will all get 600 plus. The challenge is you have limited time. Time is the scarcest commodity that is over there. So the question to you is, as a topper, what were your time management techniques? What did you do to balance your time, manage your time, and optimize the time that you had?
Actually, so my Deeksha journey started, it started in May, but it was online for like 6 months. Now, during those times...
Oh, your batch started off online. First 6 months was online, then you all came in. Oh, so 6 months online, then in October, November, you all came into the campus, and then your journey started afterwards. Okay, yes.
So now, those 6 months were a bit hard. Like, I wasn't sure what to study and when to study what. Then after coming to the campus, there were set hours for studying. Like, I was from the hostel, and after classes got over, there was 1.5 hour of break time, and then they would start off with the study hours. That would last 2 hours, and then another 2 hours after dinner. Now, those are the times they gave us to study, and that was quite balanced. Now, in the weekly tests, the syllabus was divided, like physics, there were 2 parts, chemistry 2 parts, and bio 2 parts. So, like, we had 6 days to prepare. Now, in those 6 days, 3 days was for one part, other 3 days was for another part. So, we could balance it quite evenly because of the syllabus partitioning. And then, other than that, books, I stuck to one book for all subjects. Like, each part in physics, there was one book. For chemistry, there was organic one book, inorganic one book, and physical one book. And bio, there was one book for like the whole 2 years. Like, mainly, that was the NCRT. After that, just MCQs, you need another book, that's all.
So, to recap, you were in the hostel.
I was in the hostel.
And that gave you which branch? Judicial layout?
Judicial layout.
Judicial layout. So that gave you a structure in your study pattern. Oh, that's very interesting because the challenge with time management is it's not that time is not there. Time gets wasted. Kids go back home and there's so many other distractions, so many other things to do. You don't utilize the time that is available. So you were saying in your hostel, your program was play for an hour and a half. I think 4 to 5, 5:30 games were there. Did you go and play or not?
I mean, in first year I did. Second year I wasn't able to.
Didn't get time to play. Okay. But then you had a fixed study hour, 2 hours before dinner, 2 hours after dinner. So 4 hours of study was daily done on a routine basis.
Then between classes, there's like 1 hour for studying of that class.
So
1 hour, 1.5 hour for teaching, and then 1 hour for studying that class.
So what was taught, you had that study time to finish up your homework in study time. So you got quite a bit of study time then. You had 3 hours of study time during the classes and 4 hours of study time after the classes. Oh, wonderful. So you balance your time very well. Did it get boring?
I mean, at a point it did, but then the test would come and then everything would restart for the next week.
Focus for that. Focus and get on with that. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So very happy to hear that. Not only did he finish his homework during the college, as part of the classes he finished his homework, but then after that he had that 4 hours available to focus on the exam which is coming for the week and focus on the books. You had some manuals and material given to you so that you would finish off along with the lectures?
During the class, after lectures.
So what was given, you would finish it off, then the study hour you use for your extra book, one book. So the other message is, hey, don't try too many books, one book each subject is enough. Do your material, do one book, more than enough. And you cracked 671 marks. 671 marks Arya got in the NEET examination. Congratulations. Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you again. Congratulations, ma'am. Okay, next I'd love to welcome Satvik Kulkarni. Heartiest congratulations. Satvik got 659 marks in the NEET examination 2023. Congratulations, Satvik. Parents, anyone here? Mom is here. Please come. Heartiest congratulations, ma'am. Wonderful. Thank you for joining us. May you get many, many more medals in life. So congratulations once again, Satvik. Lovely to have you over here. A proud moment for you, your mom, and all your friends and family, and many more will be seeing this video, hopefully. So Satvik cracked 659 marks in the NEET examination, NEET 2023. And like Arya just spoke a minute earlier, one of the things that helped him also was the tests. The test was giving the focus for him to study. So a little bit talk about that. I think you wrote a lot of tests, right? Every week you had a test, and then every month cumulative test, and a test over test. And then when the syllabus is over, every week grand tests. So how important were these regular tests, weekly tests, mock tests? Do you think a kid needs to have this test to figure out where he is and to plan a study? How important is test? Should children write tests regularly? Does it give focus and take you forward? Satvik?
Of course, there should be the test, and as Sakshi said, there should be consistency. So the tests are the best way to regulate the consistency in your performance. And also, one thing I liked about these tests was rather like the questions were a variety of questions, and we always were in touch with the syllabus. But the thing I found most intriguing was in the classroom the disturbances that were there. I mean, there have to be cars honking or some chatting in the hall. The thing was, even in the final NEET exam, there's a lot of disturbances
in the exam center.
Invigilators talking, some noise in the corridor. So the more tests you write, the more adapted you get to that noisy surrounding. That actually helps in the final NEET exam. So of course, I mean, with the studying and all, it was played a big role, the test. But even with our environment, while attempting the test, also played a
massive role. So one of the advantages of writing the test is gets you accustomed to the environment that you'll finally face. So definitely that's a big boost and help. But here's another question. Did the test actually make you study more? That because the test was there, did you actually study more? Or if the test was not there also, you study just as much?
Yeah, they actually motivated us to study more and to better our performance in last time. So we can always have the best version of ourselves. So the test always...
So having that test was a benchmark for, hey, for that test I should study. So you push yourself a little bit more and you studied and you got to know over there. So your advice to children will be, please take regular tests? Regular as in once a week, once a month, once a 6 months?
Once a week is the best.
Once a week is the best.
It's not too less, it's not too much also. So once a week...
It's a bite size, good size for you to manage to finish and to complete and to go on with it. Lovely. Anything else you'd like to share with your friends and juniors? Yes? Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Satvik. Nice advice. A weekly test really helps you manage bite-sized information, master it, get a sense of accomplishment. Boss, I've done it well, and to go on to the next week. So his advice is, hey, please make sure you write regular weekly tests. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Congratulations once again and all the very best. Thank you. Congratulations, ma'am. I'd like to invite Rahul Patil. Lovely, a big round of applause. Rahul got 652 marks in the NEET examination. Happiest congratulations, Rahul. Mummy, daddy, anyone here? Yes, both are. Oh, both are here. Lovely. A big round of applause to Rahul's parents. Thank you for joining us. Are you here in Bangalore or are you from out of town? Wonderful. Glad you all can join us. Please come. Stand by the side of Rahul. Congratulations. May this be the start of many, many more medals to come. Thank you. All the best. All the best. Honors of, give me a little sweet. Thank you. Again, truly amazing, Rahul. Phenomenal performance. Like I said earlier, Rahul also, one more child, first year, first attempt NEET, cracking it, 652 marks over here. A very valid question to you, which I'm sure many children who are preparing for NEET will be having the same question. The NEET journey is a arduous journey. Like Sakshi said, it's not a one-day journey, one-month journey. It's a 2-year journey. And in the 2 years, you'll have lots of ups and downs. Yes, you do one test well, you feel on top of the world. You study very hard, go for another test, you think I'll do well, and bang, you get what, 40%. In the 600, you get 300. Immediately, push, all your motivation will go off. And it's very common for children as they go through this journey to have many moments of self-doubt. Man, am I in the right place? Can I do it? Why bother if I'm not going to succeed? Why should I struggle for the next 1 year, 2 years? A lot of times you face self-doubt. So my question to you, did you have moments of self-doubt? And if yes, how did you overcome that? How do you get over it? Because obviously you have, if you've got 652 marks, you have overcome those moments and stayed on with your journey. Share your story.
Yeah, so getting upset in the process of preparing for NEET is very common actually. Almost everyone will be in that one moment where they'll be like, this is just too much, let me just leave it.
It happens to every child. A show of hands, how many children have at some point in the last 2 years felt, boss, enough is enough here, I'm going to give up. How many felt that way? Oh, everyone. There's not a single person. Only one child's hand did not go up. Okay, that's nice. So 99% will have that moment saying, boss, this is too difficult.
Students, even they start preparing early on during their 9th standard and all that they start, but even they will be in that up and down.
When you actually go through it, you will go through ups and downs.
Yes. Yeah. So I had many times where it was the case, especially in the weekly test which we had at Deeksha. So there are many ways. You might be consistently performing high, then suddenly you go down in one test. So that feeling is absolutely brutal.
And I think most of you all sitting over here must have been 90 percentilers in your school, 90-95%. Getting 60-70 marks is unheard of for you all, I think. In all your school, kindergarten, 10th grade, you never got 60-70 marks. So suddenly, I write an exam and I got 60%, 70%. It's a rude awakening. Yeah? It would have been a big shock for you all. Yeah?
And there's also the case where you keep trying and you're like, there's a stop block in front of you. Like you can't get over a particular marks range.
Effort doesn't mean marks.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Yes. That used to happen to me all the time in Deeksha test. I couldn't at all cross 580. So that would constantly make me upset and all that.
That's a very, very important point. Yeah. Any child will go and hit that ceiling. 250, 300, 350, you're stuck up, you're doing everything. How do you break out from that? How do you go from 580 to 650?
Exactly. Yeah, that is where your friends and your family come into support. My parents were always there for me. Whenever I used to get upset, they would always be there to talk to me.
Calming influence.
Yeah, they would do something to cheer me up. Either be ordering in some food or going out, anything.
Or just talking.
Yeah, they would always be there. They were also helpful in the academic ways. Like, for example, in the last few months of preparation, the full-length test which you'll be giving. In that one, if you do bad, that is actually very bad. It's a very bad feeling. So that time, actually, like the Deeksha test and all which I used to do, whenever I used to get bad marks and I would be upset, my mom would actually research. So she would see what the difficulty of the test was. She will research how other institute tests are, and then she will tell the paper was difficult, all papers are difficult, you did good, like that. They would try to cheer me, get me going.
So huge support from your parents.
Yes.
Are they doctors by any chance? No wonder. So moral of the story, helps to have a mom and dad who's a doctor. Good.
My dad also, he would be researching different ways to study. He would go online, see articles. He would send them to me on WhatsApp every now and then. So that helps. Yes, the teachers especially.
Both of you are teachers?
No.
Oh, your teachers are Deeksha.
My campus teachers were actually very good. All of them were good, but if I have to mention, it would be Ashok sir and Ramya ma'am.
Lovely.
Ashok sir was my zoology teacher, Ramya ma'am my physics teacher. Not only in academics, like anytime they would be there for me. If I'm ever upset or anything, they talk. They tell it's not
The
end
moments
the
of
world.
self-doubt, they were the
Yeah.
ones who were able to talk to you and to help you
Exactly.
out. Wonderful, wonderful. That's also very important, having
Yes.
either teachers or parents who are there to help you through the ups and
Exactly.
downs over there.
Yes,
Very nice, very nice, lovely. Also, another quick question for you. You've written the NEET for the first attempt while doing your 12th standard.
Yes.
Yeah, and a big question many children have is, hey, I have to study for my board exams, I have to study for my competitive exams. How do I balance both of these? How do I manage my time and keep it going? Any words of advice on that?
Early on, a few people, they have this misconception that if you study for boards, you can carry that into NEET. Like I'm sure over here, whoever is sitting over here in their 12th, when they were giving the boards, they knew that they both are very distinctly different. So actually the thing is, boards...
How many of you will agree with that? That boards is very different from the competitive examinations. Yeah, I see all the hands going up over here. Yes. But the theory and the material is the same, but the approach and format and application is very different. Can you skip boards and do well in NEET? No, you have to study boards, right? Yes, all of you will agree on that. Okay, so you have to study the boards, but they're very different exams.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So how do you balance it?
So what I did was, from the start, I had prioritized what I want to focus on. So from the very beginning, I always focused on my NEET preparation more than my board preparation. I would study for the weekly board tests, all of them. I would give them a day or two.
One day was enough.
Yeah.
The remaining 5 days will be for the NEET
test.
examination.
Mainly because it was only one subject board test which was in college.
The weekly test that we had was only one subject on every Friday.
Yes.
Whereas the NEET exam is all 3 subjects, all
Yes,
4. If you botany, zoology.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and for the final board exam, I had already set in that I will give 2 to 3 weeks before the board exam starts to study only board.
You stop your NEET preparations and just fully
Yes.
focus. And was
Yes.
that enough for you? 2-3 weeks? If you don't
Yeah.
mind me asking, what is your board
Like,
percentage?
My board, it came around close to 90% overall.
I can live with 90%. Congratulations. Yeah, I got 76% and I was very proud. 90% is amazing. Lovely. So 2-3 weeks, you just focus on the boards and you finished it off.
And it actually, in a way, it helps your NEET preparation also. So you can use that board as a excuse to thoroughly study your textbook
NCRT.
again.
NCRT. is okay.
NCRT again. So NCRT is the Bible for NEET.
Definitely, definitely.
So yeah.
Lovely, wonderful. Any other last bits of advice to your juniors, friends, and other students out there listening to you?
Yeah, you will be scared. You will have moments of doubt. You have to just push through it. In the end, work hard and you will achieve what you want.
So you'll have your moments of doubts. It's a given. Everyone over there is going to go through that crisis saying, boss, am I in the right place? What am I doing here? The question is, power through it. Get a good group of either friends, teachers, parents who can support you in your times of ups and downs and stay focused on your goal and certainly you'll
Especially
get
the
there.
friends. You need to have competition. That is the only way you will.
Friends push each other.
Yes.
Yeah?
And it should be healthy competition.
So you'll discuss with them also. It's not that,
Yes.
hey, I got a good question, I'll
Yeah,
not tell you.
exactly.
Yeah? You'll discuss with
Yeah.
each other. Learn and push each other forward. Yeah. Thank you very much, Rahul. Thank you. Congratulations once again. Congratulations. Congratulations, ma'am. Congratulations. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Would love to invite Manasa Ravi. Heartiest congratulations, Manasa. Manasa scored 648 marks in the NEET examination. Heartiest congratulations. Mummy, Daddy, anyone is here? No? Okay, wonderful. There you go. Yes, so Arya was also mentioning that there'll be lots of ups and downs. You need to be able to have people around you to help you through those ups and downs. So question to you is more related to that. Yeah, who was your mentor? Who was your support system? Or who was your role model who helped you to your journey preparing for NEET as you had your ups and downs?
So my parents, they are both from Hubli, around Hubli, and they are both doctors.
So you did your schooling in Hubli?
Yes.
And you came to study 11th and 12th in
Hostel.
Bangalore. So you're in hostel. Oh, one more hostel child over there. Okay, good. Which
And
hostel?
Judicial.
Judicial layout. Wonderful.
And they never pressurized me to do something, to do this or that. They never stressed me out. They were always there for me, and whenever I got my marks, the first people I would want to tell was my
Your parents.
parents. And they would never tell me that you did bad. They always pushed me forward that you can do better. They always trusted me and made me a better person.
So there will be times when you feel up and down, and if the parents are out there watching this video, a tremendous role you can play is being supportive to your child. Yeah, it's very tempting to say, you only got 400 marks, why not 500? Last time you got 520, why not? Yeah, agreed, you have to ask such questions, but more importantly, how you ask that question becomes important. The way you ask the question is to inspire the child to want to become 520, rather than feeling bad that I didn't get that 520 or 400, whatever marks.
They always told me, don't worry, we are always there for you. And
They're always supportive and helpful. Did you have any friends? Do you have any mentors or teachers? Anyone who you think
I had
you
a
were staying
good
in a
circle
hostel?
of I had a good circle of friends. We had healthy competition and we used to discuss a lot of doubts and things.
And how often as a group all of you all will feel depressed and say, "Arey Baba, this is horrible, what should we do?" Would that ever happen, or always there's someone to pull you
Not
along?
as a group, but usually one would be down and we would be like, you can do it.
So someone else will pull you up. Yeah, another friend is there saying, "Don't worry, we'll take it forward." Wonderful, wonderful. Heartiest congratulations against Manasa. All the very best. Thank you. I'd like to welcome Hamsini Nalluri. Hamsini got 646 marks in the NEET examinations. Heartiest congratulations, Hamsini. Parents, anyone here? Mom is here. Heartiest congratulations. You must be really proud. Yes. Can I? Congratulations and all the very best. There you go. You give a little sweet. Hamsini, heartiest congratulations once again. You're from Bangalore or you are also in the hostel? No, Bangalore. Last 1 month with the revision and the mock test we go, you came to the hostel and you studied over there. Wonderful. Was it helpful? I'll give a microphone. That last 1 month being there with the larger group studying hard, did that help, or better being at home is better? What would your
I think the
experience be?
last 1 month really helped because I didn't have like more distractions, and I had more study hours and I made new friends, and it was all different, and I think it helped me get better marks than I used to get in my college when I used to study at home.
So being there with other friends with a very clear schedule and working hard, you push yourself much more than what you would have at home. Yeah, wonderful. So here's a nice question for you. This actually not your answer is not for the students, but the answer is for the National Testing Agency, NTA. Yeah. Now, I think 4 years ago, NTA introduced NEET and changed the entire medical admission system, single exam, single entrance across the country. Great idea. But y'all are the children who are going through it and experiencing it. So here's a question for you. Do you have any suggestions for the National Testing Agency regarding the NEET examination?
I actually never thought of it because I know how the paper pattern is going to be, how the previous papers are. So I only thought what I could do. I didn't think that what suggestion I could give. So now that all of this is over, I think when NTA gives like some papers like to solve them, so they are like a little bit harder than what comes in the actual exam. So I think they should make it a little easier so that everyone should get the confidence that they can do it in the real exam too. So that's one suggestion.
Very nice. So suggestion to NTA, we appreciate the fact you give us mock papers, but make the mock papers more realistic to the actual exam so we gain in confidence rather than lose confidence. Yeah, wonderful. I have one more suggestion to NTA. I think I'm very happy you all are doing the exam after the board examination, after the whole country has finished the board exam. 1 month later, NTA does the exam. Brilliant. Can you make it 2 attempts? It may happen a child is gone. Yeah, I think that would be a helpful thing to do. Yeah? Because all said and done, that day you have a headache. You studied 2 years, you got a migraine, you go over there, then the whole 2 years of preparation is gone. So give a second attempt, take the better of the 2 attempts. I think if you do that, that's the best which is available. Single day, single exam, entire country. Have it on day 1 and day 2. Take the better of the 2. I think they've done the best that they can for you all. I think the single exam, single admission has made life very easy for all of us. Parents, children, institutions. No writing 20 different exams and 30 different colleges to go and apply. I think it's fantastic. It can become a little better. Yes. Thank you very much, Hamsini. Heartiest congratulations once again. We'll take a photograph. Congratulations, ma'am, once again. Congratulations. I'd welcome Adithya C. 645 marks. Heartiest congratulations. Wonderful. Good. Mom, dad, anyone's come? No? All by yourself. You're from Bangalore or outside Bangalore? Bangalore. Welcome, welcome. Wonderful, Aditya. Heartiest congratulations. 645. Amazing, man. Rocking. Go. Congratulations. Do you like sweets or not?
I do like.
Then I'll give a big mouthful. Huh? Every other mom was giving small pieces. I'll give you a big one. Here we go. Congratulations. Lovely. I'll give you 2 minutes to chew it and to eat it. Okay. So question to you and for you to share. Yeah, take your time. Get some water. I give a very big lump of laddu. Yeah, he's getting, yeah. Aditya, day scholar or hostel?
Day scholar.
Day scholar. Okay. So you had college, you went back home.
Yes.
And during your school days, you would have the chance to have games, activities, music, dance, drama, movies, friends, mobiles, a lot of things you'd have done. Yeah, a lot of fun, I'd say fun activities, fun time. So question to you, when you started the NEET program, 2 years that you studied at Deeksha, did you have to sacrifice some of your fun time? If yes, do you think it was necessary? If no, how did you balance both?
When I hear this question for the first time, bam, I go into flashback of my 11th standard days when I was researching NEET, reading all the topper interviews. They used to study for 12, 14 hours every day, sacrificing sleep, food, play. I thought, wow, can I do this? Can I even do this? I like my food. I like to sleep. I like to play around. Can I even do this? Can I even crack NEET without sacrificing anything? But then when I look back to 2 years, I didn't sacrifice much. All I had to sacrifice was a much small amount of screen time. That's it.
You sacrificed small of the screen time, but the food, sleep, games, all that you managed.
Yeah, I enjoyed all of it.
Lovely.
Completely.
Tell me, how many hours did you study then, every day? Not 14 hours.
To be frank, I used to study maximum to up to 4 to 5 hours, that's it.
4 to 5 hours a day. But consistently.
Consistently, yeah.
And that was enough and you were able to play also.
Yeah.
What would you do for your fun time? What are your typical fun things you did?
I used to go out with my friends, or I used to go to play badminton or football, something outside on the grounds.
So playing games definitely helped you release and stress relief. Wonderful.
Yeah. I also enjoyed being alone, study, reading books. I also find some enjoyment in that. And watching phone, mobile, series, I enjoyed a lot.
But you said you had to reduce your screen time?
Yeah.
That is one thing you had to adjust on?
That is true. That happened only in the second year. First year I enjoyed a lot more than studying.
So Aditya has been very candid over here saying, hey, 14 hours of study, not necessary. Yeah? Not happening, not necessary. Yeah, very true about it. But 4 or 5 hours of consistent study is the key to it. Yeah. And how do you get your 4 or 5 hours over there? Play your games, do fun activities, but do cut down on your screen time, mobile time, limited on that. That's one of the critical things for you all to be able to manage, but have a fun time while you all study as well. Yeah, wonderful. I'm sure this answer is going to resonate with a lot of kids out there. Yeah, I think it's going to be the most popular answer that they've heard. Wonderful, and they're very relieved you don't have to study 14 hours a day. Heartiest congratulations again. Yeah, congratulations, great show. Yeah, thank you. A big round of applause. Thank you. We'll take one more picture. I'd like to welcome Bhuvan. Bhuvan scored 642. Heartiest congratulations, Bhuvan. Rocking, amazing. Bhuvan's dad is over here. Congratulations, you must be proud. Yeah. Wonderful. Are you a doctor by any chance? No? We'll come to the center, we'll take a picture. Let me do a small felicitation. Thank you. Congratulations. Small piece or big piece? You can do the honors. Congratulations again. Lovely. So take a minute. So one thing that's very common with many children when I talk to them, hello, check, yeah, working well. When I talk to children, something very common with a lot of children is, sir, I studied very hard. I learnt everything. I knew everything. I went to the examination center, sir, and blank. Nothing flashed. Yeah, I know that answer, but it doesn't come to my mind. Yeah, we call that exam anxiety. You have this blackening out moments. You blank out in the examination hall. You have exam anxiety. Show of hands, how many kids over here, students, have faced exam anxiety at some time in the last couple of years? Yeah, I'm seeing, oh, so many hands going up. Okay, you also. So obviously, he has been able to surmount it, get over it, and be successful over here. So, hey, can you share some of your experiences? How did you manage exam anxiety?
Yeah, the main reason for exam anxiety, I think, is just overthinking. So we people, what we do, we just study a lot, but we don't realize how much we need. So it's in terms of speaking as a doctor also, it's just as giving medicine. So medicine, if you give too much of it, it's always poison. But if you give the right amount, it works out. So that's what I think about how overthinking really overshadows us.
So if I want to say, you're saying little amount of anxiety is good. It's like a medicine. Too
Yeah.
much, you overthink it and get too much anxiety, it becomes detrimental.
Yeah.
So balancing the amount of anxiety is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But how do you balance it? It's my nature to overthink.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
my
yeah.
nature to become, all the worst thing. I studied 18 concept, 19th and 20th I did not study. I'm entering the hall. Are Baba, what will happen when you ask me the 20th concept? What will I do? Oh, that will come, I'll be fully sung. And that's a thought in the mind when they go over there, right? How do you manage that anxiety in those moments?
Okay, so I will tell exactly what I did just before the NEET exam. So till the 7th of May, till 9 a.m., my table was only covered with books. So the first thing I do, I just remove all the books from my table. So mine was kind of foldable. So I remove everything, shove it in my cupboard.
Locked
then,
it.
Then lock it off. So that's the first kind of cleaning which I did. Second thing, I reached the exam center early and I just sat inside the exam hall for literally 1.5 hours.
You were early and you were in the hall
Yeah.
itself. In
And-
your seat or just in the waiting room?
No, in the seat.
In the seat itself.
In the
okay.
seat. So there, I didn't try to this one. Remember the concept what I was, what I learned the morning or previous day. I just sat there thinking of nothing. Okay.
That's difficult to do though, right?
Huh?
It's difficult to do. Sit there
Yeah,
thinking
it's
nothing.
difficult, but
All
still.
the most dangerous thoughts will keep coming at that time. Yeah.
But you must somehow master it. End of the day, you want to be a doctor, so
You've got to calm yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, you do have to.
So did you do some breathing or meditation, or do you think of the movie you saw, or think of what Dad's advice to you was? How do you keep that 1.5 hours occupied? Because actually that's a danger zone. 1.5 hours you're sitting over there. Exam paper is going to come. Making sure you're on the right frame of mind becomes very, very critical.
Yeah.
Any tips that you did on that exam day itself?
Since you mentioned dad's advice, yes, it was. So what he this one score and all
Regular test.
Yeah. So what he used to tell was that you have potential, you just don't know how to use it. So people will be like they might have huge resources, but till then, if you don't know how to use it, then it's a waste.
It doesn't come out.
It just goes for a waste. So what I did was the last 1 week, I just I didn't work on anything. I was like just analyzing what I'm good at and what I'm not. So if I wasn't good at something, I just left it off. In fact, I hate chemistry a lot. So physics was always my piece of cake. So I was like doing only physics. It's not that I don't touch chemistry at all. It's not some alien subject. So how much ever is required, I do that.
So I think we'll summarize over there a couple of main points. For the NEET examination, the day of the exam, the night before the exam, he cleared off his table and said, okay, that is it, I'm done, that is there. So maybe on a regular basis, every month also as you're writing your test, before the test comes, at some point you say, stop, I've studied enough and pack it up. It's important to do that packing off to clean up your mind. And having done that, when you're sitting 1.5 hours in the examination hall or while going over there, he was not thinking about what he doesn't know. He was thinking more about what is it I have done. Feeling good about what you've studied is one of the secrets to being less anxious when you go to the exam hall. Don't focus on what you have not studied. Correct?
And one last thing, as Sakshi said, consistency is required. So you cannot do anything like end of the day. It's not like some shooting star comes over.
Overnight transformation doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
Work at it, practice it,
Yes.
be regular at it, and suddenly you realize you're not anxious anymore. Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much, Bhuvan. Heartiest congratulations once again. Congratulations to you all. I'd welcome Dhanya. Dhanya T got 640 marks in the NEET examination. Heartiest congratulations, Dhanya. Parents are here. Mom is here. Heartiest congratulations. A proud moment for all of you all. Please come. Congratulations. Wonderful. Keep smiling all the time in life. Yes. Kutti piece. You also give your mummy a piece? Okay, here's a nice question for you. Did you ever engage in group studies? This one thing, as a kid, I remember my mom would get furious if I said I'm going to go to group studies. My mom will say, all you know, go and chat and talk and waste your time. I was banned from doing group studies. That was my childhood, 30, 40 years ago. So a question to you, did you engage in group studies? And more importantly, how helpful were your friends in your whole learning journey? Do you think it's important to have friends to discuss with, or it's a solo journey? You have your work, your job, you have to focus and go on. What is your whole experience with studying, friends, group study and learning? You can use that mic. I hope that will work.
Yeah, firstly, I had a very good friend circle.
It's clear? No problem.
Yeah, I had a very good friend circle. We had a good, healthy competition. About group studies. Initially in 11th, I did group studies. But as you told, we used to chit-chat most of the time.
So the parents were right. Group studies is only group chatting, huh? You're reinforcing the parents' belief to ban children from doing group studies.
Actually, yes. Actually,
Okay.
yes. Actually, in 11th, we used to stay back at the college.
After classes,
Yeah,
stay back
like
and
we
stay.
used to actually start studying, but then some topic is to
It'll come
jump
in
in
chat.
and we used to chit chat a lot. Then in 12th, our senior, Chinua, he was my main role model. He scored a 690. He was in Deeksha.
Lovely, lovely.
He was my main role model.
Model.
He taught me so much. He taught me the way to study, and he taught us how to actually group study.
Interesting. Please share.
Actually, we had a group, a Telegram group. We used to post a lot of questions, and we used to not waste time there. We used to never chit chat. And we
So it was an academic group.
Yeah,
only
it was
academic
a
questions
academic
there, nothing
question
else.
group.
Very nice, very
Yeah,
nice.
so we used to post a lot of questions, and it was most of the questions were biology because we have to read each and every line in biology. So it was whoever posts a question which is deep inside biology comes out to be great.
So it was a badge of honor that you asked a question which your friends could not answer. It was something good. That's interesting.
Great.
That's nice.
And after everybody attempts the question, we could see who all attempted
Answer it,
right
what
and
is it?
who all attempted wrong. So that time we used to go and tell, no, you're wrong. See, this is the line here, and like that.
This is the right answer.
Yeah,
this is how
the
it
right
is.
answer.
It was very important. I remember as a kid also, if a problem, I had SL only Dynamics was a book we used for physics. And then if I solved a problem and got the answer, my first question is, did you get the answer? No, I got the answer. Yeah, you feel good when you've been able to crack it and do it. And then you share the answer and discuss with your friends. So making a small group wherein you put academic questions and discussing definitely help you all a lot. Yeah, that's very interesting. I think it's something we should say at Deeksha also we can do. Do you think it'll be helpful if we help you all create informal groups to share academic questions, or it's only few very studious kids who do it? You tend to make more groups of movies and cartoons more often, yeah? What do you all feel? Will work, will not work? To be seen. Yeah? Okay, wonderful. Anything else? What does Chinua tell you about the whole study process? He told you how as friends you can help each other. What does he give? Any other secrets?
He taught us biology. 11th, most of my concepts were... it was
shaky or strong? Shaky.
It was shaky. So it was not strong enough. So he made it strong for me, and he taught how to read NCRT, each and every line. I asked him every time I read NCRT I forget, every time next time I read,
it new.
There's something new.
So what is the trick? How do you read NCRT and register what is over there? What is the trick to doing it?
He told me think of a word, when you're free or something, think of a word. Then start
building a story around it, linking it up.
Yeah, linking what's in that, and start writing it on a paper. I actually made it, and I started sticking it all over my room. And he also told me a trick of sticky notes. He told whatever you feel that you'll forget. There were some medicines in...
it'll never stay in your head.
It'll never stay. So that I pasted it on my cupboard.
So you'll keep seeing it.
Yeah, on the last day of the NEET preparation, I...
took it all down, read everything. How many of you all did that? How many of you all put sticky notes and put your notes around the place? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Helped you all? Yes, especially when you tend to forget.
Yeah.
What you forget, put it over there so you keep seeing it.
Yeah.
Very nice, wonderful. Any other tips and tricks that
you
learned?
Actually want to add one thing. On the day of the examination, nobody told me. They actually tell you have 3 hours, 20 minutes, but it's actually 3 hours what you get.
Actual
20
writing
minutes
time.
actually goes in bubbling your roll number.
Pre-test,
that. Yeah, actually, when I used to attend my full length papers, I used to keep 3 hours 20 minutes. So I thought the time management will be good, but in the real exam,
It was
it's
3
actually
hours.
only 3
It
hours.
is only
what you
3
get.
hours. Yes, yes.
And one more thing I would like to add is I went inside in 11 o'clock and I came back out 6 o'clock. So I was very hungry by the time I come out. So that
So you can't take food inside, right?
No.
But water bottles allowed.
Yeah, they took away my water bottle also.
So suggestion to NTA.
Yeah.
What is suggestion to NTA? Children are in for 6 hours in that room. They're thirsty and hungry. Something should be done for taking care of the general
But
health.
yeah, lately the invigilator gave me his water bottle.
Oh, personal bottle they gave you.
He gave it to me.
No, but there are 30, 40 other children in the room with the same situation. And it's summer, it's hot. Yeah. Very nice. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dhanya, for sharing. A big round of applause to Dhanya. Let's take a quick photograph. You can come to the center. Adithya Menon. I'd love to welcome Adithya Menon. Scored 639. Little loud. Let's get a little energy. Yes. Congratulations, Adithya. Lovely. Parents here?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I'm here with you.
Thank you.
You're from Bangalore or?
Yes.
Bangalore. Congratulations. Lovely. Have you decided what kind of doctor you want to be? Surgeon, physician,
yes.
Surgeon, clear about it?
Cardiothoracic.
Oh, even more specific. Lovely. Like that. Like that. Wonderful. And let me, chota piece, bada piece. Okay, put a small piece. I don't want to choke you. So very nice to hear, very clear. You want to be a surgeon, you want to be a cardiothoracic surgeon, you're clear about that. So tell me, how did that come about? When did you decide to become a cardiothoracic surgeon? The word itself is so complicated, cardiothoracic surgeon. At what age did you figure that out?
Okay, it's kind of embarrassing. But I didn't always want to be a doctor. Okay, like when I grew up, I had a lot of dreams and aspirations. Like, and
being
they kept
astronaut?
changing as a no, I don't want to be an astronaut. I want to be a train driver of all things.
Are nice.
Yeah, but then as you grow up, you become clear about what you like and what you don't like. Yeah, so I decided I want to be a doctor because of a TV show.
Which one? Grey's Anatomy?
Grey's Anatomy, yes.
Who was a cardiothoracic surgeon there in Grey's Anatomy?
No one in particular. I like hearts more than brains.
Okay. I thought maybe the heroine was a cardiothoracic surgeon. No? Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so...
This was in 8th grade or when was it?
8th grade, exactly, yes.
That's when you made up your mind, hey, doctor.
Yeah.
Lovely story. Wonderful. And going forward, kind of, hopefully that's what you want to be. A doctor and a cardiothoracic surgeon, a surgeon and that. Wonderful. Here's a quick question for you. You're living in an age of technology, right? The mobile phone is the be-all, end-all. Everything, the whole life revolves around that. Yeah, it has distractions. Let's put that aside. But technology also has some good uses. So I want to find out, how did you put technology to use for you? And more importantly, in today's time and age, there is humongous amount of content available outside. Yeah, videos you want, there are a million videos that are available. Questions you want, 2 million question banks are there. There's so much information available there. How do you navigate through all of this? Or, hey, this is all unnecessary, shut the phone, throw it off, 2 years, sacrifice everything, no technology, padhai karo, books say, teachers say, and after 2 years, go ahead and do it. What was your secret to all of this?
Yeah, so while preparing for NEET, I knew that there was like an unlimited amount of resources you could access because of the internet. And like, the problem is that it's not the idea of internet being bad or good is very subjective. Okay, it's not, for one person the internet can be a good thing and they can easily not get distracted in any possible way. I'm not like that. I get distracted very often, but you have to decide based on your own personality and everything. Like, for me, during the first 6 months, like from January, I think, so 3 months, I think, I did a lot of research and like Googled a lot of questions I had on websites and filed all that information like in my brain. But
websites on what information is available?
Yeah,
or
like
with
MCQs
content.
and explaining all the MCQs.
Yeah.
Like my thought process was, once you don't know a question, you read everything related to that question so that, it doesn't happen again. But towards the end, like so much information is there that you start doubting yourself whether you actually even studied all these years. So towards the end, I didn't,
Go onto the net.
I bought some MCQ books and just focused on those. Because like the internet can be overwhelming if you let it get to you. So that's all.
Very, very, very interesting. Google not only helps you in telling you something that you want, it also tells you how much you don't know. It tells you how ignorant you are. And that gets a little scary when you're studying for exam, saying there's still so much more I don't know. So at that point, fold it up, close it up, take book, study, and be done with it. Yeah? Wonderful. Thank you so much, Aditya. Any other words of, last words of stories or advice?
NCRT. NCRT is the most important. Nothing matters. other than that.
And then how do you study the NCRT? Any trick on how to study the NCRT, or just keep reading it over and over again?
The question of how to study, everyone asks, if you consider someone smart, the first thing they ask you is, how do you study? No, there is no one answer of how you study. It depends on the person. Like, everyone's brain is different. It's common sense. One person can't tell another person how to study, okay? You have to, introspect, find out how to study yourself. No one else can help you. You're in charge of your own future. You shouldn't depend on other people to tell you how to live.
How did you study? You have your method. How did you study? That's all. Share that.
Okay.
Or you didn't have a pattern in the madness.
Yeah, I always found it hard to make timetables. Like, I have this my own circadian rhythm, and I always study when I feel like studying. Okay, and that's usually not a lot. So towards the end, I got scared that maybe I'm not studying enough, so I made a timetable and tried to stick to it. It's very hard to stick to timetables. So you can the way I studied was whenever I felt like wasn't familiar with the subject being taught, or other people were studying, I felt like I should study. That's how I worked. I didn't have a set timetable or anything. So it depends on you. Everyone's different. Some people need to study a lot, some people don't. It's just a fact of life.
But very important, what you said was when you felt there was a gap, you dived into it because you wanted to learn it.
Because you want it. No one else can make you study. That's the thing. Yeah. No one else can force you to do something. That's just not. It doesn't work. Yeah. So you should study because you want to. Especially in medicine. If other people are forcing you to study, there's no way you're going to become a doctor. It's being a doctor. Being a doctor requires so much self-respect and knowing your own aspirations and being clear-minded.
Deeply committed, yeah.
Yeah. So no one else should influence your life in things that you should be powerful in.
Lovely, super. Thank you so much, Aditya. Lovely. And welcome Keerthana. Keerthana secured 635 marks. A big round of applause. Heartiest congratulations, Keerthana. Your parents here? Anyone's here? Your mom is here? Heartiest congratulations, ma'am. Proud moment for all of you all. Congratulations. Anyone in your family is a doctor? Nobody? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Congratulations.
Family of engineers.
You can keep saying, ma'am. Family of engineers?
Yeah, actually, I am also an engineer. My son also is pursuing
engineering.
Yeah.
What prompted her to become a doctor?
No, from childhood, that was her dream. Somehow that got into her mind that she wanted to become a doctor. Even I had that dream when I was doing my
For you to be a doctor.
Yeah. So that was my dream. And when she said I wanted to become a doctor, I was always supporting her. I wanted to see at least the next generation of in my family, they should be a doctor. So she is making that come true.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
And also Deeksha.
And I'm certain she'll now be a role model for many more members in your family to say, hey, like Keerthana, I also will become a doctor. Yes. I'm certain they'll be looking forward to you, to what you've done and emulating your successes. Yes? Keerthana, a quick question for you. Following up with what Aditya was saying about technology, Google, the mobile, everything else. There is one evil side of it is distractions. Yeah, the mobile is so easy to get distracted over there. You click it. Instagram, Telegram. What are the grams you all use nowadays? What's your most important gram for you all? Instagram. What is it that kids are into nowadays? Instagram. You go over there and likes and reviews and views and stories and reels. You're always looking to see what the other person has clicked on your video or your photo, and it takes away a lot of time. Yeah? So, did you have distractions in your study, and how did you manage these distractions?
So basically, distractions for me, it wasn't that much. Like I use mobile, but yeah, it was not much addicted. I had some friends in my school whom I was very close to, so I just kept chatting with them sometime. And the first year it was online, so that time it was more like you can even watch the TV from the room and all that.
While class is going on, TV is going on the other side, huh?
So yeah, but then sometimes teacher would ask questions in the class, so that made me more so dedicated for that. And yeah, and in the whole day, like every day my brother would call me home, so that time he would ask me like, how much did you study today? And
Your brother is older than you,
yeah,
and he's doing his engineering right
Yes.
now. Oh, so he would keep checking on you and saying, hey, what did you study? What have you done? Very nice, okay.
so whenever he asked, I would have some things to say, but he would say it's only so much. So that time it would always keep me motivating. So next day I would sit some 15 minutes more earlier, and so that I'll have something to say. Yeah, I did this today, like that. And my mother, she always supported me throughout. Like whatever, even though I get low marks, she was always there with me. She was like, you can still try to do. You can do it in a better way. You can study in a different way.
Did she also do research like the other parent was there? Someone had mentioned that my father, mother used to do research, yes?
Sir.
So
Yes,
any
sir.
subject she was not
I
getting
trying
in?
to see that she's coming back to her normal marks by trying some different methods.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So it was like that, and yeah, and in school I was more of an extrovert, but in college, yeah, I became more introvert. Like I couldn't mingle that easily because it was online and offline and so many things. And by the time the college started in offline mode, it was like all the exams are close by and all that. So all that it
Yeah,
kept
the
me
transition
focused.
from online to offline, the first time he came was quite dramatic. Yeah, suddenly so many tests to write and everything was overwhelming the first year. But by the second year, I settled in, made your friends, made your group over there. And you chat with them a lot or not chat so much?
Yeah, even now I have a good circle of friends. But yeah, once for a week I did go to a hostel. So that time I met so many friends. And seeing them, I realized that there are so many people who are working the whole day. They have so many study hours and they are doing it so dedicatedly. So that time I realized that yeah, once I go home, I should make a proper use of all the day hours, whatever.
Ah, so you were distracted, but once you went and saw what others are doing, you woke up and said, boss, I better make use of my time and be more focused. Yeah, going and seeing what other people are studying was a reality check for you. That also helped you. Very nice. Very
And all the
interesting.
weekly tests, like one test you get a good score, and the second time you have much more higher hopes. But the chapters go on getting difficult every time. So as the chapters get difficult, our hopes sometimes it won't get reached. So that time that it will be times of setback, but yeah, you can just keep motivating because when we just think about one day when somebody calls us a doctor, that will be the most motivating thing ever.
Ah, very true, very true. Lovely, wonderful, Keerthana. Thank you so much. All the very best. Yes.
Sir, which she did not mention, but what I saw in her life of the 2 years
years.
of crucial studying, she had some health issues during her first PU exam time. She was a little type
Unwell.
of a jaundice and she was very weak. And she was unable to even take up the stress of studying, and she was a topper in her 10th, and but still she was much focused, and the support what she got from the dean Rashmi ma'am or the teachers of Deeksha, even though you said not to mention, but still the environment was so good and so homely that she was able to do it, and she also was I think second topper in the Deeksha Lanka in first PU. So I really felt very happy, and apart from that she has very focused mind. So and also after that health issue, I suggested her to practice yoga every day, and she made that before sleep she was doing her yoga. So that is like Surya Namaskar.
Surya Namaskar, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
She practice even now. So that is where she determined to get out of that distraction of health issues.
How important was that Surya Namaskar doing daily as a routine? Looking back a year later.
For me, I feel it was more relaxing. A whole day you sit in front of books, you have so many things in mind. You feel like the test is coming closer. I don't have time for any other things. But yeah, doing yoga, it made me more free. It made my mind more clear things and all that. So yeah, yoga, it will just make you more stable with all the thoughts rushing in the mind.
This question for the other children here. How many of you all either did yoga or gym or sports on a regular basis during your 2 years of study? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So half the children over here had time to do some regular physical activity outside of only academics. Yeah? Did yoga or anything else. Okay, interesting data point to have. In your case, definitely it helped relax and give that focus to you. Wonderful. Thank you so very much. Heartiest congratulations again, Keerthana. All the very best.
Thank you, sir.
Sanjeevani. Heartiest congratulations. Sanjeevani scored 632. Heartiest congratulations. Wonderful. Congratulations, ma'am. Proud moment for you. Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
May you have many more such medals in your life and many more such sweet moments. So Sanjeevani, when did you decide to become a doctor? Was it 11th standard, 10th standard, 8th standard, 6th standard? When did you decide you really want to be a doctor?
It was pretty late actually compared to a lot of people. I wasn't sure because I had so many options, like I wasn't sure what to do. And throughout my life, everyone kept feeding me these different
Various ideas and careers,
yeah. And I think I went on the internet during the COVID time and everything, and
that was your 9th and 10th standard?
9th and 10th. In the end of it, and then I heard about the COVID warriors and everything, and I read a lot of articles and a lot of sacrifices and all of the prestige also the doctors get. And that's when
that was inspirational for you when you decided to be a doctor. Very nice. So, interesting story. Sanjeevani, during COVID, read about the COVID warriors, the doctors, and what's happened and the contribution they made. Phenomenal contributions the doctors have made every time they do, but especially during COVID. And that motivated her to be a doctor. Now,
Can I add on to that?
Yes, please, ma'am.
So that's when actually, as she said, I fell to top. My husband had a very severe COVID, and he had to be
hospitalized.
He had to be hospitalized, and that time we didn't have the same thing the first week.
That was extremely harsh on the whole all families.
Hospital, and it was very severe, and my husband even started planning our future. Okay. So that time I asked her, we saw all those. So as she said, every time somebody fed me, right? I think that
really played a lot. That was a crucial point.
We need more doctors.
Husband's healthy now and doing well? Wonderful. So very nice to hear how Sanjeevani wanted to be a doctor. But here's a question many children face as they go through the 2-year journey, that I'm studying hard, I'm writing examinations, I'm seeing my marks. Maybe I'll get, maybe I'll not get. Should I start doing a backup option? What happens if after NEET examination I don't get enough marks, I don't get a chance to be a doctor? What should I do next? That's a question many children have. So I'd like to put that question to you. If the exam had happened and God forbid you didn't get good marks, you got poor marks, you could not have become a doctor, what was your backup plan? What did you have in your mind? Did you say, hey, it doesn't matter what, I'm going to write the exam again, or I'm going to go to pure sciences, I'm going to do molecular biology? What is it that you had as a backup that if I didn't crack NEET 2023, then what?
I actually, by the end of April or something, I thought that definitely I do want to become a doctor, and in case something happens, I will take a drop. But then I realized that maybe no, that's not a good idea. And if I had to choose another option, I've always been fascinated with space, and physics also is one of my favorite subjects. So if I wasn't going into healthcare or something like that, then I would want to do aeronautical engineering. I'd want to join ISRO or something like that.
Very diametrically opposite, or space medicine could have been a direction to go and get involved with.
Definitely.
But would you have considered actually studying one more year?
I would have considered it, but I'm not sure.
Now you don't need it, that's good. But I'd like to tell the children over there, if you're passionate about being a doctor, you're serious about it, absolutely nothing wrong in studying one more year and doing it. If you're keen, definitely do it. 1 year you sit and study, you will crack the examination. There's no doubt about it. End of the day, it's a competition with 14 lakh kids over there. How much more time you spend studying? Balancing 11th and 12th, doing NEET concurrently is a challenge. But it's amazing what these kids have done, and kids from Deeksha every year. Over 220 doctors are going to be graduating and becoming doctors from Deeksha this year out of the 700 children. So they're all very successful. But the others, if you're passionate about it, you've set your heart on it, you believe this is what you want to do, Absolutely nothing wrong in attempting once again. Yeah, NEET allows it, and 60% of kids cracking NEET and becoming doctors are people who repeated one more year. So nothing wrong with that. Yeah, wonderful. Any other words of advice? Your parents also, I'd love you all to add. Yes.
Again, her
Personal.
father wanted to be a doctor, so he lost few marks with the biology.
So he became engineer.
He said, yeah, obviously. So he said, don't worry, you will become a
Doctor.
And yeah, it was all her hard work and teachers' guidance.
Effort and support over there. Wonderful, wonderful.
And yeah, I definitely want to thank my teachers and my parents also. They've sacrificed a lot for me.
Wonderful. Yep. Heartiest congratulations, Sanjeevani. All the very best. Thank you so much. And look forward to all of you all at some time coming back to your campuses and addressing children in the assembly, sharing your thoughts and ideas with them also. Yes. Thank you. Nihar Bharadwaj. Heartiest congratulations, Nihar. Welcome over. Parents are here. Dad is over here. Congratulations, sir. Thank you very much for joining us here today. Nihar scored 611 in the NEET examination and cracked the examination. I'm sure you'll have many thoughts to share. But before that, congratulations. There you go. May you have many, many more such medals in the years to come. Which one? I'm very happy his father is also here to join. You'd like to share a few words about Nihar, his experience, his journey?
Thank you, sir, and congratulations for all the students.
You can come to the center.
Yeah, thank you. We are basically from Tumkur, as I was sharing with your marketing head. I'm working in Bangalore. Myself, I'm a civil service officer, senior KS officer. I'm a special deputy commissioner in Bangalore. But my whole family stay in Tumkur only. My sister, daughters, they were also doctors. They studied in the same college, Deeksha Tumkur.
In Tumkur?
Yes.
Vidya by any chance?
No.
Priyanka. She was
Priyanka and the
They were classmates.
Yes. That batch.
Yes.
So basically, he wanted to be an aeronautic
engineer.
I said that no. And last when first the COVID is this thing, I was made the special officer for Bangalore South. For
the COVID.
Yes, that time. I always advise him to go for the medicine, and later he changed his mind that what is the importance of being a doctor and this thing. And I advised him also, after finishing this, go for a civil service and you are good in the competitive exam and other things. So that's the thing. And he used to study all night. Actually, the one best part I want to share with you is, my younger son, he stay with me in the first floor. My wife and my younger son. And he is staying with my grandmother in the
ground floor.
All night he used to study. And my mother, morning, she said, then of course there is a lot of distraction, but he overcome all the things. And the teachers, the Lata madam, she was there. She was excellent.
Wonderful.
All the scholarships.
And the biology, she's a biology teacher as well.
She is very extraordinary in Tumkur. And there are many more things to share. But let him share. Otherwise, it will be my success story.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. Nihar. Nihar, one important thing in the whole learning process for children is you listen to the teacher, it sounds very good, you go back and try it yourself, suddenly you realize you've not learnt it, you've not understood it, you have a doubt. I'm sure you have many such moments when you had doubts over there. What process did you follow to get your doubts cleared?
During COVID, we had such a hardship from 10 to 11. I actually say it from 9 to 11 because we barely studied in 10.
From 9 you directly went to 11th standard. 10th standard, no learning happened.
Yeah, like it was a full over lockdown, right?
Correct.
So, the online classes started and I was getting too many doubts, but as I'm a shy boy, I kept avoiding them because everybody were new to me over there.
All new circle of students.
Later on the offline classes started. Then I finally decided myself to push myself to ask.
To got the confidence to ask it out. You asked in the class, you asked outside the class?
Inside the class, and when they were in staff room, I used to go over there. After every mock test, I used to go and ask.
With the teachers?
which all I made mistake, I used to get rectified from them. And I would like to thank my dean, Lata madam. Like whenever I used to go, even though she was busy, she was taking some time and helping me throughout it. Not even in academic, like when I was getting low marks, she used to motivate me and like that. And after when I used to go home, like I used to solve modules question. I used to refer Google. Like there are plenty of resources over there. We have
and many things will tell you that you don't know so much.
Yeah.
A lot of things will come. Yes. Then what do you do when you feel you don't know?
Yeah, I used to search, see one shots over YouTube, solve some questions. Like there are so many resources. We have to just take it and make it into a right usage.
And so sit well. Quick question over here, show of hands. How many over here cracked this examination without getting your doubts clarified? Sir, I had doubts, but I kept quiet to myself and I still got marks. Anyone over here? One child without getting doubts clarified. Okay. So 21 children had doubts, got their doubts clarified. One child managed to get his 600 plus without getting his doubts clarified. Very, very interesting. But I think general moral of the story, if you want to learn, you have a doubt, you have to ask it. Go ask your teacher, ask your friend, ask your parent, ask Google, but get your doubt clarified. That's very, very important. And heartiest congratulations, Nihar. Wish you all the very best. Go on to do great things. And maybe like your father, become an IAS officer also and become medical ministry. Do great things for the country. Yeah? Doctor along with IAS will be a powerful, explosive combination. All the very best. Yes, all the best. Welcome, Kushi. Heartiest congratulations. 635. Awesome. Heartiest congratulations, Kushi. I'm sorry, in the deck, I missed the cards over there in the deck. Parents are here? Mom, Dad? No. May you have many, many more such medals and many more such sweet moments. Here you go. Congratulations. Hi, Kushi. I have a quick question for you. Yep. I've been asking this to a few other people also over here. What was your reason and inspiration to become a doctor? Yeah? Which time, when did you say, aha, this is what I want to do? And who was the inspiration for you to do that? Share your story. You can come more to the center.
So growing up, my dad has always encouraged me and my siblings to take up all the opportunities that have been given to us.
Are any of them a doctor? Mom, dad is a doctor? No. So,
but my uncle is.
Uncles
He's
are
an anesthesiologist. So I've been always curious. So my strong subject is biology. So I've always been very curious about it. So I'm very amazed about the human anatomy, everything about human body, because there's a lot to learn. I realized that and I wanted to do that. So I thought like doctor or surgery, doctoring.
Natural.
Yeah.
But when did it happen? This was 6th grade, 5th grade, 10th grade?
So of course I had like other ambitions, like I had dreams. I thought I would become an astronaut.
Astronaut, yes. Someone would be a train driver when I said astronaut, yeah? Someone would be an astronaut, yes.
So, but obviously that was not, I realized that that was not what I wanted to do. Then I think I did realize it in 11th grade itself. So
anyone who was an inspiration for you, role model, someone says, hey, this is what I want to do, or a moment that happened?
No, it was always my dad supporting me, always my dad and my mom, always letting me know what I wanted, and if
encouraging you to explore what you wanted.
Me. So it was always them. And my friends, of course. I have my best friend, Anvi. She's
also medical profession? She's also doing?
Yeah,
yes?
I think she'll get into it.
Lovely. Wonderful. So, good friends, good parents who encouraged you, and then you always enjoyed biology, anatomy, and said, hey, this is something I want to continue doing for the rest of my life.
And I've always been curious, so that was what kept me going.
Lovely. Wonderful. Heartiest congratulations. Thank you very much. All the very best, Kushi. Samarth Sai. Let me ask you a good question then for you. I have the perfect question for you. Welcome, Samarth. Heartiest congratulations. Samarth, 609. Awesome, rocking. Heartiest congratulations. Are parents here? Yes? Mom and sister? Congratulations. Wonderful. Congratulations, ma'am. Proud moment for all of you all. Congratulations. Congratulations, Samarth. And we pray for many, many more such moments of getting laurels and medals in your life to come. There you go. Thank you so much, and heartiest congratulations once again, Samarth. Your microphone is working. So you're the one who raised your hand and said that I had doubts and I never asked my doubts. Yeah? This is the only hand that went up in this group of 22 children over here. So my question is very relevant for you. Which was your terror subject? And how did you overcome that terror if you never asked your doubts?
So for me, I've always loved bio and chemistry. They were two of my favorite subjects, even from school. But physics,
you love biology.
I love biology. Like I was one of my favorite students of my bio teacher in both, not university, but school and in college. It was really fun. I really enjoyed studying bio.
Very natural.
Yeah. But there was one point where I felt physics was always going to be my downfall, because I was not weak at it, but I was not strong at it either. So there was a time where in 11th where I was good in the few parts of physics, the first half, but I was not very confident in the second half of physics.
Thermodynamics,
So and until about maybe like the last 4 months of NEET, I was not very confident with physics. So even in the Deeksha test that used to come out every week that we had, I used to score good in physics, bio and chemistry, but physics would always fall short. And that kind of motivated me to focus on physics, because I knew bio and chemistry I will somehow manage. But physics, I had to take that 1 or 2 months extra, and I actually didn't study physics, bio or chemistry for 2 months.
So back to the question. So you knew physics you're weak, you knew you had difficulty, and you still say you didn't go and ask for help.
No, that's the thing. So
2 months, what did you do? How did you master it?
I used to, as everyone here knows, NCRT was the Bible. But NCRT physics is not as easy to understand as bio and chemistry.
Correct.
So I basically solved a lot more questions and tried to understand the basics of what the chapters and the things are talking about. So then I watched a lot of videos, solved many more questions, and then kind of got a hang of physics then.
And overcome that fear or the doubt you have of physics. I think that's very, very commendable. Very difficult for someone to actually dig deep within themselves and overcome a liability or difficulty you have. It's much easier to take help of someone. So hats off to you for actually doing that. And I think there's one more incident that reflects that nature of yours. I was told that at the start of the 12th standard, you fell ill and you were out of commission for a month, not even in classes, and you overcame that also. And you were able to bounce back and come. Please share that story. I think
so in the 2022, in the month of May, I lost my granddad in the same month on 13th.
Stayed at home with you all? You were all together?
Yeah. No. He is my mom's dad, and so he used to stay with my uncle.
But close by. Very close.
Yeah. So
very attached. Yeah.
So it was actually during the same time when I lost him, I had to get a spinal discectomy as well.
Within 5 days.
Oh. He had a medical problem with the back.
The doctor said he has to be operated immediately. So
and this is spinal cord operation, so it's a major operation, not a small fracture or something. Slip disc. And so that put you out of commission for how long?
Almost a month and a half.
How did you get over that? So month and a half you stopped classes, or you were
emotionally broken, sir.
Also?
Because, yes. As it is, he was missing out classes.
And grandfather passing away.
Grandfather not around. He was missing classes and health issues. It was actually,
I think that's something that would have broken any normal child,
yes.
Yeah?
And his dreams of becoming a doctor, we just told him, myself and my husband, you just concentrate on your health.
Health first, get better.
You have to get back to your normal health. That is important right now. Everything can stand by, So
that 1.5 months full focus, you was in hospital, or you had come back home and home?
I was back home.
But bedridden.
All the rituals were done during at the same time. Yeah. So I managed with the pain for about a month. And I was.
But did you do any classes during that time? You watch video?
No.
Or
so I had a lot of friends who used to help me by sending me notes during that time. So if I could, I would sit up and just copy those notes in my book and start reading. I couldn't do as much as I wanted.
Definitely, I can understand.
Actually, if you ask my college mates, I used to get a cushion also to get on
to sit on the
benches.
The doctor insisted that you stand up very often.
There's a spine compression will happen. Yeah. Oh, that is interesting.
Don't sit for long because
this compression will happen.
Yes.
So you keep standing up. So you kept standing up regularly in class?
Yeah.
Yes? And stand up means you're asked a question.
That would always shock the teachers. Like, why are you standing up? What's the point of standing up? I'm like, nothing. I just... And then I would actually have a doubt also at that time. So I would ask that question.
That's very interesting. So you actually ask questions. It's not that you didn't, yeah?
I did after classes. I did not disturb.
Wonderful,
College
wonderful.
was very cooperative. The lecturers,
teachers.
friends,
Yeah.
real backup he had, and
I think,
together, I think it was
it's a miraculous
clean
story
package.
coming out from all of this and continuing with the journey and succeeding. I think it's
Sister
a.
was a good support. And
Definitely.
You were at home, so you're not.
Yeah, I
you're
was
there.
at home.
So you were at home to push him, prod him, help him, support him. Yes.
And one more thing I would like to add, I think no one has mentioned this, but the role of a Deeksha parent has definitely been very influential to me. So my Deeksha parent has been Ashok sir. I cannot thank him enough for how much he's been supporting me throughout this entire journey. Because of him, it was not only that strengthened and my understanding and my liking of bio, it was also the emotional support, the physical support. He used to make, if I would deviate, like in class if I was talking or doing something else, he would know that I'm doing something else. He would come back here, come here. So that was, without him, I don't think I would be where I am right now. Especially my parents and my sister, along with them, everyone that has helped me throughout this journey. I cannot thank him.
I think you're definitely very lucky and blessed if you're able to find a mentor who's there with you to guide you in life. You're very fortunate in life. Very difficult to get mentors. You go through life, you may have role models, but to get someone who's going to personally guide you, very difficult. Very blessed and lucky. You had a great mentor, and it's an amazing journey what you've gone through. Wish you all the very best and many more successes in life. Stay in touch with all your children. You should keep sharing your stories with students. Yes?
Thank you.
Congratulations again. We'll take one picture. Congratulations, Vedanand. All the very best. Thanks. You like sweets? Ma'am, anything you want to share? And no?
It goes to him.
All work. Vedanand, yes. Simple question for you, Vedanand. How are you feeling about your whole accomplishment? Yeah?
I feel
How do
pretty
you
good,
describe
sir.
yourself?
I feel pretty good. Like when you finally get to know you can become a doctor when you have dreamt it for so long, it's really nice. I can tell you one thing for sure, it wouldn't have been possible without my mom. And special thanks to Sridevi ma'am from Whitefield campus. She helped me a lot. She went out of her way to clear my doubts. She took some time out of her personal time to like send notes. She made sure I completed my work. My mom, she really helped. Like the last month, I'm sure I annoyed her so much. She would have kicked me out if I was in a position. I like crippling anxiety.
Annoyed her because of?
Like I was telling all the bad situations that could happen in NEET. Like I could like, I'll bubble everything properly. If I roll number, if I did something wrong. Then
All the worst case scenarios will keep playing in your mind. Huh?
Like, every day for one month, like the last month, I annoyed her so much. If I was in a position, I would have kicked myself out of the house. Yeah. She supported me a lot in the last month, even my dad.
Lovely. So definitely being here today, having got 608, crossed the 600 barrier, guarantee of getting a great seat must be a very nice, warm feeling. Did you have such feelings through your whole 2-year journey? A sense of accomplishment, possibly have done something.
No,
and how
sir.
important was that sense of feelings every now and then periodically to motivate you to go forward?
Sir, you believe me or not, I don't think I could have become a doctor like until last 4 or 6 months of this year. I wasn't sure that I could become. Like I never like did my preparations properly. I was very lazy.
You were not regular in your studies?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
When did you actually become serious? When was the turning point?
the JEE, the first attempt when I gave, I got
In
to
January,
know.
you wrote it.
I got to know how much I lagged behind, how many backlogs were there. Yeah, so it was a nice wake-up call.
So I'm hearing this the second time. Another child said, I went to the hostel and saw what other children were doing. It was a wake-up call for me. Yeah, child had said. So I think we should give a wake-up call to our children at some point. Yeah? Get to see what's happening in the
So
world.
it's going to be a very nice wake-up call for them to start seeing how much they have to study. Like, what's it's worth it? Like I would, like at last, I would like to tell something. See, during the last 2 months or a month, make sure to take some time out of your personal time to like meet someone or go talk to your friends, ask them how their day was. Just don't be closed off, only studying, you'll go mad. Without my like friends like Chirag, Neha or Tarun, they helped me a lot. Like they don't know how much they helped me in the last month. Without them, I don't think I would have been here. It's a lot of help, sir, actually. Yeah, that's all.
So definitely reach out to friends, be
Have fun,
involved, yeah?
have
Have
study.
fun, enjoy, and wake up early rather than late. Yeah, 2 months was enough. January onwards was enough for you, but others maybe a little earlier.
Yes, sir. Hopefully.
Wonderful. Heartiest congratulations once again, Vedanand. Heartiest congratulations. And Shwetha. Can we welcome Shwetha on? Heartiest congratulations, Shwetha. Go 600. Cross the NEET barrier over there. All the very best in all the endeavors you have as you go forward. Can I have the prayer for many more such laurels in the years to come? And which sweet do you like? Little laddu. Ma laddu. Thank you. Congratulations. Shwetha, here's a little question for you. Yep. First of all, congratulations. I think amazing. Must be feeling proud and great also. Yeah, being accomplished and being there. Crossing that 600 all said and done is a major psychological and a sense of great accomplishment. A quick question for you. Who was the teacher or your person who inspired you not to give up? And the reason I say is the medical journey, along with JEE or any exam you write, 2 years is a long journey and it'll go up and down, up and down. You'll do well sometimes you'll do badly. You'll study hard, you think I'm going to get 80%, you'll end up getting 60%. There'll be many times that you'll say, hey, I want to give up. Who was the person or teacher who inspired you in such moments not to give up but to keep going on, to stay on, hang on? And many children have said, it's important you hang on till the end. Just stay on, complete the journey, great things will happen. Who helped you, motivated you, inspired you?
Firstly, I would thank all my teachers who supported me for these 2 years. But specifically speaking, I would thank my DP, Ashok sir. He was my DP for first year, and he kept mentoring me in the second year for this NEET preparation. He actually, I can't thank him enough. It's incredible, I could say. Each step I took, he used to help me. He used to, call and guide me in each step. And
whenever you felt down, you did bad, what did sir do?
We would always go to him for all this mentoring and all.
A pep talk to pick up your spirits again.
And he was really friendly, and we could always look up to him in any situation. And also, I would like to thank my senior, Chinua. We learned a lot from him. Like, in the first year, we were actually confused, like how to study for this competitive examination and how do we approach the questions and all. But then we got a proper idea, like how the NTA prepares the questions, and we could answer and study in the NTA's perspective. So that actually helped us a lot. So we could ask anyone in our batch. We always look up to Chinua as well. So, yeah.
Wonderful. I think we should get Chinua to come and talk to more and more children. I think he's been instrumental at Yelahanka campus. Yeah, Deeksha Yelahanka. Definitely, I'll get him to talk to more of my children. But then I keep hearing from you about Deeksha parent. Samarth spoke about Deeksha parent at Whitefield. Just a show of hands, how many of you all actually had a Deeksha parent who played a very critical, instrumental role in your journey evolution? All the hands have gone up. Yeah, okay, wonderful. So, very nice to know. I think this is one effort we'll certainly see how we can improve on and build it on to get more and more children. There's one great educationist that said, every child needs a champion, someone who believes in the child and says, I know you can do it. And the Deeksha parent, if it's there to tell you can do it, you will pull yourself up, you'll do more, you'll accomplish much more.
Having a Deeksha parent is a must.
Is a must, yeah. I'm very lucky and blessed to have had a mentor who helped you through this whole journey. Heartiest congratulations, Shwetha. All the very best. And keep sharing great accomplishments and laurels in the years to come. Thank you so much. Thank you. So thank you all so very much. I know it's been a long session over here with everyone, but I cannot overemphasize the value you will be adding to all your children, taking this time off to share these ideas and information. These little snippets of videos that will keep percolating to your children, to your juniors, to our students, will have a tremendous impact on them, and just give that one kid who's feeling down that, you know what, I listened to that person, I can also do it. I'm sure it'll go ways in helping all of them. Thank you so very much. I wish you all the very best. You're destined to do great things. I want to hear the great things you all do as you all go on in life and accomplish things, become medical IAS officers, or become great cardiothoracic surgeons, or whatever you all choose to be. Stay in touch with us. Keep telling your teachers, telling your Deeksha parent what your journey has been. That's the biggest joy, greatest joy you can give your teachers, is, hey, let us know how well you're doing. I wish you all the very best. God bless you all and do well. Thank you.